Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls 3 focused PvP. So today we are starting off with the Winged Spear. We're going to move into Lorian's Greatsword later down the line. I'll be using a Leo ring for the Winged Spear. I'm not sure if I'm going to switch that off for Lorian's. I haven't quite made up my mind on that. And you do still have your rolling L1s and you do still have your R2 when two-handed. So I'll probably stick with it just for the sake of trying it out, but it might not be the best thing ever. You, sir, are you drunk? Do you not know how to walk in a straight line? Ooh, good hit. Forgot that you had that club. Thought I was behind him. Ooh, good hit. Good hit. I always forget that one goes forward so far. Good use of the Great Club. Very good use of it. You don't see it very often. I can honestly say that's probably the first time I've ever fought against it, let alone fought against a person using the Great Club's R2s on a regular basis. So, props for that. I know it has the attacks where you charge forward slightly. I know that it does. It's just, you know, I don't think of it unless I'm the one using it, I guess. Like, it doesn't occur to me. I don't know why. It just doesn't. Also, I do apologize for the sniffling and the throat clearing and whatnot. My allergies are acting up a tad. I just got my allergy shots the other day, and they have yet to fully kick in and help. So, it is what it is. But, yeah. The Winged Spear. Fun little weapon. Decent damage. All of its attacks are thrusts. Not a shock considering it's a spear and not the partisan. But, you know, it's a good weapon. It's a very good weapon. Hello, friend. He can't parry with that shield, so I'm not overly concerned about being aggressive. Oh. Gotta watch that stamina, friend. Leo too. That is a Leo, not a Hornet, right? Okay. Can't waste that stamina. I'll take that unnecessary bit of damage, but he wasted way too much stamina throughout that entire fight. Gotta watch that. I fought that guy the other day. I remembered someone making a comment regarding his name and saying that it didn't get banned and this, that, and the other thing. I remember. That does look really cool. If you get the timing, it's not just a regular flip around, it's sort of a sweep around. I wonder if it causes damage during all of that. I wonder how far around you can go. 270? Something to mess around with. Okay. good running attack. That was supposed to be a jump on my part. Didn't really work out all that well. It was a good parry. Properly timed and everything. I tried to do a jump though. Oh well. Should have gone for the running jump instead of just a regular jump. Because that's a guaranteed thing to work instead of, well, not. Just do a quick little start up on a running jump. Which is really kind of hard to do. Oh well. Oops, I forgot to ember. Looks like this summon will have the health advantage. Oh well. Perfectly fine. I don't need to waste any of these just yet anyway. But really though. Like 90 is easy. 270 is hard. Getting past that, I doubt to be possible. Hi. Oh, that's nice. I still like how we started off the fight with a dead angle, so even if I was able to parry at the time, it wouldn't have been a parry. And it would have still gotten me stuck into that 2-hit stun. Yep, dead angles. Wouldn't have mattered, it wouldn't have made a difference, but the fact that it wasn't even that fact that it wasn't even attempted. Blah. All said and done though, we are not doing too terribly well with this spear. That said, I've been having a rough time playing recently anyway. Ever since my allergies have been acting up, my head's been a bit in a fog, so meh. Not all here. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes when I'm playing, I'll just autopilot. I won't really be focusing, but I'll be autopiloting and everything goes really well. But that's like a different sort of not being here. Like, my head's just in a fog. I've got a dull headache. My eyes are killing me. But, gotta get a video done. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow and can work on a bit of a backlog. Hello, Mr. Wren. How did that not get you? That's a little bit better. So I had another person on one of my videos complaining that I was abusing the roll. Literally word for word, abusing the roll. So I asked, what do you mean? And apparently using the intended dodging mechanic in the game is abusing it. Who would have guessed? Who knew? That said, time for Lorians. Fun weapon on this one. Pretty solid damage. Decent skill. Not the greatest, but decent. We'll just top that off. That is something I actually do like to do with it, though. Get the skill and then go into a jump attack. It's a little odd, but it's pretty satisfying. Oh, mirror match. Ooh, that range. I'll go for that trade. I didn't expect to be in range on that. This is a very, very long weapon, to be fair. But wow. $749 attack rating when it's got the buff on. Crazy. That's just crazy. And I'm assuming it has that as pure fire damage. So that's going just under 100 up. Extra 100 fire damage. Yeah, about that. How did that miss? You're cute. Aw, that got me. Ah, going for a third swing. I didn't think you had the stamina for it. Fair enough. Shame that that unlocked charged R2 missed. I was just slightly off to the side. Downside of unlocking at times. If you don't make the camera angle match up, you can't get the hit. It's hard to tell where people are standing exactly in some cases. I fought this guy earlier with the spear. I remember the name. I'm gonna drink some tea. A bit of black tea with lemon. Just 'cause. Ooh, if you were actually in range on that attack. Really, yours did more damage. That's a bit surprising. There we are. Ah, he had enough stamina for a double roll. You should R1 spam at me again like that. Much appreciated. Yeah, because Greatswords have the slower swing speed, you can set up parry them just like that. It works extremely well, as you guys clearly can see. There we go, finally a summon. Alright. And now is the time we're going to start looking through everything to decide what we're going to do. There's really not a whole lot left. I've done all of the fist weapons. I've done all of the whips. I've done all of the scythes. I've done Gunders. I sort of did the Immolation Tinder? I did the Immolation Tinder. I did the Black Knight, I think. I have not done the Red Hilted. We'll do the Red Hilted, I know that much. You coming down, friend? There we are. That's a nice little roll catch. Gonna give me a rolling attack now, friend? Ooh, that was good. Solid dodge. I rolled too far. And you should have hit me with that. That hitbox, though. Like, that was, like, so 100% spot on with where the hitbox was. I honestly have trouble believing that that just happened. Wow. So that would have been a nice kill if I had gotten him with the overhead smash on my R2 when he was rolling around to my side. That would have been a really nice looking kill. Still, that hitbox though, God. That hitbox was just that was a beautiful moment. Can't complain about that. Alright, so we're going to use the Red Hilted Halberd. With it, the only hammer that I haven't done is the Hazel Pick and the regular club. I've done all the other hammers. I think I've done all the great hammers as well. Did I do the butcher's knife? I don't remember. D-Link. How did you block that and not get guard broken after rolling so much? Downside of unlocked play. Okay, how did that miss him? Because that looked like it went straight through him on my screen. That does not make much sense to me. Also, how the hell was a Dark Sword able to R1 spam me out of my hyper armor? That doesn't make much sense to me either. Because clearly I was in the initial phases of the attack, it had started. The hyper armor should have been active at that point in time. Apparently not. But that was off. That was a tad bit off, in my opinion. So yes, have I used the butcher's knife? I know I used this, I know I did that. I think I did that. Fairly certain I did that. I actually don't think I've used the brigand. Let's look real quick. To the video manager. I really need to just make a list. And I will someday. Brigand. And the answer is... I did not. So, red hilted halberd and brigand axe. That's the plan. Oh, so close. Ooh, nice. That gave him more hyper armor than it gave me. I was hoping that we would have staggered each other, or at least gone even on that in some other way, but that was not the case. That's nice. That was a good kill on his part. And the reason I ended up going for the R2 after the skill, which got me hit once also, I had attempted to go for what I said I went for at times earlier, the skill into jump attack, but I didn't time it properly on the push forward. I knew as soon as I did it, I messed up. But that's actually a surprisingly sensitive timing. Like, it works really good getting people in for a bait with this, but the timing on it can be finicky. You have to delay just ever so slightly. You can't get into it immediately sometimes. At least that's the issue I've had with it in the past. It does seem easier to do than I previously remember, but it still is a bit finicky. Okay, I cannot get a partial parry. I tried. I started the parry just a second too late. A fraction of a second even. These things happen. You know, every time I have black tea with a little bit of lemon in it, I always remember this one conversation I had back in college. And there's this one guy I went to college with who always said that he was such a tea snob, this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, I like tea. I like tea a lot. I have 16 different teas in the apartment? Yeah. So I like tea. Nothing wrong with that. And I asked him what his favorite was. Earl Grey with lime in it. Ugh. It just sounds so bad. I'm sorry, but if you guys like that, that just does not sound appealing to me. First off, who puts lime in tea? Second, Earl Grey is perfect as it is. No? You're gonna play the defensive game? Just out of range. This is fun. Random firebomb throwing. Aww. I knew he would roll and go for a poke if I threw a firebomb over that way. Just give me a really huge opening on it. I don't know why I started running that far. I just gave him a really just absolutely massive apparent opening. And I just boop, turtle poke for the win. I love just randomly throwing firebombs. Like, it's so easy to punish a throw on a firebomb. You just need to roll in and do a rolling attack on the person. It's not complicated. Time your attack, especially if they go through 15 firebombs like I did. I did it for the sake of doing it, to be fair. Except for the last one. That was somewhat calculated. Slightly. But, like, I threw 14 firebombs for the sake of throwing random firebombs. If someone's doing something like that, just get in their face and attack them. No. Oop, that's a jump attack. Woohoo. Okay, that should have been a hit on both of us, to be fair. Good parry. Damn about that hornet ring. I would have lived otherwise. I was actually having fun with that fight until that. That's... eh. You know, just... eh. If the hornet ring was not on, I most likely would have lived through that. Barely. But it would have continued the fight a little longer. And I was enjoying that one. I was really enjoying that one. But we are at that 30-minute mark, guys. Next time we're going to be using the red-hilted halberd and the brigand axe. So that's the plan. Hope you all enjoyed this one. I had a pretty good time with it. Struggled a bit with the spear, oddly enough, but it was okay. Could have used a little more variety in the moveset, but it's a spear, so what do you expect? I mean, right? Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all next time.